Stand by, and we're about to go through the Phoenix Trinity Honcho. Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's a video I've been wanting to do for a while. I actually had a whole other video made, and I had a whole bunch of cool like range footage and like super slow-mo footage of the gun shooting, but that was all in my old phone, which is no longer with us. Another thing to bear in mind is I'm by no means an expert in 2011s, double stack 1911s, so take it for what it's worth. So let's get this started. First things first, make sure the weapon is safe and clear. Weapon is clear. This is the Phoenix Trinity Honcho. It's the same caliber of gun as an Infinity or an Atlas gun. It's around the same price range, and if you know those guns, you know those prices vary depending on how deep you get into them. But I haven't shot either of them. I've been shooting mostly STIs when it comes to double stacks, so I couldn't give you a direct comparison and say this one's better, this one's the best. What I can say is this is a damn fine pistol. Alright, let's get into it. Let's start breaking her down. She breaks down like most any other double stack or most any other 1911. First things first, I gotta remove this whole setup right here. So if these guys who don't shoot competition are not familiar, this bracket is called the frame mount, and it holds the optics. So you would have a frame mounted optic, as opposed to what most defensive guys are used to seeing is the slide mounted optic. And we also have a thumb rest. I'm going through a growing process with thumb rests right now, a learning process, I guess you'll say. I tried the Go guns, but it doesn't fit my grip. Again, if you've been on my channel, you know I've said it before. I have kind of the high grip I've gotten from shooting the polymer guns many years before I actually got into the double stacks. So I have a high grip. So I'm working on thumb rests. I'm kind of going through the catalog now. So I started with the Go guns, and the way my grip was, my thumb would just kind of hang over it, and it would apply downward pressure. So then I moved to it's a Canadian company. The guy Tuna on Instagram, he's pretty close to them. He does a lot of videos with their stuff. But they're a good company. But they had an adjustable one, and that's where I went first. After the Go guns didn't work for me, I was like, I'll do the adjustable one because I'll adjust it to where I need it. And the adjustable one, it adjusted back and forth, which it didn't meet my thumb where I needed. So I essentially had the same problem where my thumb was resting on top of it, applying downward pressure. Isn't good. I want to avoid downward pressure. What downward pressure does for me is give me extra wobble. It makes my shots go low. Anytime I've put any kind of weight on the rail or applied any downward pressure with gas pedals or thumb rests, my shots always end up spreading low. So this one is the double alpha thumb rest, and it's adjustable. And this one's good too because it adjusts kind of in that direction. So it is at a great level for me to have as an index to rest my thumb, but that's it. I'm getting no real advantages of you would with the gas pedal or any other kind of thumb rest. I'll grab my grip and my thumb will rest there. Ironically enough, that's the name, thumb rest. But it's not allowing me to lock my wrists all the way. So if I didn't have frame mount on my grip, my thumb would actually cant all the way down. Two reasons: to lock my wrist and also to clear the slide so I don't cause malfunctions. It creates a great thumb lock and a great grip for shooting. I shoot really fast that way and reasonably accurate. But I can't do that now with the frame mount. So without the thumb rest, my thumb's usually kind of around up here, but it's not doing me any real good. The double alpha fits me as a thumb rest, and it is the perfect place to kind of catch my thumb and give me a nice index, but I'm not getting a lot out of it as far as it is compromising my grip. So when you're locking your wrist, you're either locking all the way down, or you can do that thing with your thumb up and kind of lock it out that way. You know what I mean? The pressures have to go thumb forward, pinkies back. And with this, I can get pinkies back, but the thumb is just kind of in limbo. What I'm thinking now, when she's in the mail, is one of the TiVo thumb rests. If you guys aren't familiar with the TiVo thumb rest, you can check them out on YouTube and Google them. But also Christian Seiler, he rocks the TiVo. And the science behind the TiVo is, the thumb portion is really high up and forward, so it's going to have that thumb high up, so you can put that pressure on the thumb forward while still locking your wrist back. And it's not, most of them are for the tips of your thumb, but the TiVo is kind of for the whole thumb. So I'm interested to see how that's going to work. Believe it or not, I'm getting more movement right now than I did on my slide ride, if you take into account the actual optic riding on the slide, because I can't have that lock thing. So depending on where I go with the gas pedals and all these different thumb rests, if I don't find anything decent and the TiVo doesn't work for me, I might just stay in open with a slide ride. Again, a lot of experimenting to do, and I'm not going to make that decision anytime soon. Phoenix Trinity recommends you get the digital torque wrench, because all their screws have to be torqued down to 20 foot-pounds, I think it is. I have it set on the wrench already. And as long as you follow that spec, when you reapply your optics mount, it'll hold 0 and everything should be the same. You know what's nice about that 20 foot-pounds? It's not an insane amount of torque, so you never have to worry about stripping the screws. They stay nice and tight because of the type of screws they are. And also, so they're not a bitch to get out. We've all done that where we had that one screw that we might have over-tightened a little bit. We're talking about a couple of the downfalls of the frame mount. And it's not really a downfall. Like if you're running full open with a compensator and you shoot 9 major, then like most of the stuff I said is not going to be an issue. But one of the upsides is table starts. Can you see that? Yeah, so you can see it enough. I don't need to adjust the camera. Table starts, hands above table, hands above shoulders, whatever. You got a very generous gap in there to go in and scoop up your gun. So that's definitely a plus. Alright, so back to our regularly scheduled program. Getting back to the slide racker. I did have to make minor adjustments on the slide racker to fit my hand. Because of my high grip, I was getting, every now and then, I was getting my thumb knocked back by the slide rocker. And it wasn't too painful. It wasn't comfortable. I wouldn't recommend they didn't break the skin or nothing, but it will cause a malfunction, and we want to avoid that. So what I did to the slide racker is I heated her up till this middle portion with a torch, until I heated her up with a torch so this middle section was a little glowing, and I just used a pair of pliers and pulled her up a little bit, and that worked out good. That got out of the way. And then another thing I had to do is I had to deepen, because now this was pulled up, the screw wouldn't fit in there, so I had to take the Dremel and deepen this hole right here so the screw could fit back in there. But other than that, she fit in no problem. So why would I pick the Phoenix Trinity? And I'm not sponsored by Phoenix Trinity either. They're not paying my bills. They didn't give me this gun for free. I paid out of pocket for her. For the same price you get those guns, you can get this gun with 2 extra barrels and then a host of options. When I bought this gun, I bought it so I could shoot it slide ride and full open, so I don't have the barrel with me. But I have a 3-port 9mm compensator and a sight block 9mm compensator on top of a 40 caliber barrel, and they have 38 super barrels, so you can change pretty easily with just the barrel. And there's another piece of breech block, so you can change pretty easily the caliber you're shooting and the vision you're shooting. You don't need to drag the shop with you to the range. Not difficult to switch in between configurations of this gun. So I would say that's one of its high selling points. And honestly, don't use my videos for that. Use my videos to get kind of a general idea, but do some research and go see some people who are more into the competition world than me for like definite answers. All right, going. All right. Little underish a 2-pound pulley. You can get the electronic gauge, or go see someone else's video if you need better convincing than that for a good trigger. But you can't buy skill, but you can buy performance, and this gun it's straight performance. So starting out, for these guys who don't know too much about 1911s and double stacks, we got to take out our takedown lever. Line up. You see that? Again, there's way better videos on this than me, so don't use me as a tutorial because you'll fuck up, I promise. The tool from one side and push out. That's the takedown lever. With this gun, there's something really cool about this gun I'm going to show you, because you'll notice something different from other double stacks and 2011s. This is Jillian. You've never met her on camera, but she is a STI Eagle 5.1 40. She's my backup gun, so if Meredith goes down and Lucille goes down, then Jillian's tagging in. But you'll notice something from Jillian to Meredith. What's different? Barrels and the slides. So on Jillian, she's got a rounded barrel, a traditional 1911 barrel. Most of you guys should know what this looks like. If not, do a little research. But on Meredith, the barrel's square. It's more like a SIG or a Glock barrel. It's more like a contemporary barrel. But what just came out? This little bad Larry. This is what Phoenix Trinity calls the lock and block. I'm going to show you something really cool. So on your traditional 2011, you have the barrel link at the bottom. All right, look who came to the party. It's Lucille. She heard the other girls were out, so she had to come out. All right, so here we go. All right, continuing on. If you notice, traditional 1911 style barrels, they have this link right here, and that locks into the takedown lever, and everything locks up. And that's, again, that's a whole nother video for a gunsmith to explain to you. Is its barrel doesn't have that link. The bottom of the barrel locks up with the barrel lock or the lock and lug, and they sit in there with that, and then the takedown pin goes through that and locks it in place. And that's more like traditional pistols like the Glock or the new SIGs. If you look at the bottom barrel of a more contemporary gun, it'll look more like this. But the gun shoots amazing, and it doesn't just shoot powder puff loads amazing. It just doesn't shoot 147, 9mm 147 amazing. It shoots 9mm 115 amazing. It shoots 40 cal 155 grain amazing. It shoots 40 cal 180 grain amazing. 200 grain. If you have a good grip and you even kind of know what you're doing, you're gonna look like a boss shooting this gun. I mean, there's nothing too much more to say. Something I was warned about, not warned about, something I heard that I kind of took heed of, is she likes to shoot wet, but I keep her nice and wet, just in case. That's what I heard, and it never hurts to keep a gun wet. So what I'm gonna do is try to show you where the dirt's built up in this thing. It's not clean in there by any means, but it's not as bad as it's been. I've had a way worse gunked up than that. That's what we're doing today. We're cleaning the Phoenix Trinity Honcho, and we're talking about the Phoenix Trinity Honcho. We all do things different. You all clean your guns different. You all have different ways and different things you swear by. Like me, this isn't a gun cleaning tutorial. I'm not trying to tell you how to clean your guns. So I really like to use microfiber cloths. They're not too bad. It's like 12 bucks for a pack of multiple ones on Amazon. And they come in great. They're great for cleaning guns. They're great for cleaning glass. They're great for cleaning your kitchen. I don't like to use any kind of spray that dissolves or anything like that. I'll use oil to clean oil. So my first impressions when I took her out to the range and I shot her, like the first thing I did is I didn't put an optic on anything. I just put a magazine in and shot her. And oh my Jesus, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, holy shit. My sights came right back. There wasn't a lot of movement. There wasn't a lot of excessive movement. So just want to go into downfalls, maybe some downfalls of the gun or negative traits. Everybody says this, again, the price, but it is the price. Second negative, or if there's a second negative, it's not, I can't go too crazy with negatives. All right, so another downfall, the safety I wasn't a fan of. The safety, they have this big paddle safety that comes out to here, and again with your traditional, so it's stuck out. If you'll notice, I trimmed it down, but it would come out to like here. It's a big paddle flap, and I mean, some people like that. It's good for the traditional grip, but for my grip, it didn't work for me. Like I would catch it kind of again on the gun. I would kind of like catch on top of it and starting to wiggle around it, and it was starting to be a problem. So something I might do in the future is I might buy like a low profile, like if you see a safety for like more of a carry gun. So I might buy something like that and slap her on. Part of my swearing on this too, guys. I'm at home. My schedule kind of opened up for me today, so I have time to make this video and kind of do some maintenance to Meredith, and I'm just kind of killing some Bud Lights and cleaning my guns. So what else did I dislike about the Honcho? There's not too much else I disliked. I'm trying to think of negatives here. The weight can be a negative, I guess. All right, this is OneShot. I've been using this stuff for a little while. I really like it. You scrub out all the gunk and stuff. You know, you get in there all the cracks, and then I use the OneShot to flush it out. And that seems to work really well. And the OneShot is a gun cleaner and lube. It's like a silicone spray, so it leaves like a silicone film behind. It flushes out all the grime that I picked up. So it really is. It's a great gun. I took her out to 100 meters, and she shoots 100 meters reliably, predictably. I don't reload right now, so I'm shooting 40 cal to make that major power factor. A quick story about why I'm not reloading, because people have asked me, but the explanation is too long. Usually I try telling one person, I look really bored halfway through. So I just said, you know, just because. But why I'm not reloading, especially with a gun like this, why wouldn't I reload? So, if you guys have been following the channel, you know that when I was first talking about Meredith and picking her up, it was maybe a year, 9 months, a year before COVID. And then, like, wouldn't you know, as soon as she arrives, COVID hits. And my master plan was to pick up the gun and go full open. I was going to go buy a Dillon press. I think I was going to get a 750, and I was just going to start going open. And then shortly after COVID, the ammo situation happened, and then it didn't make any sense to try to switch over to 40. And plus about that is that 40's price didn't go up as much as 9. 9 went nice skyrocketed because everybody's shooting 9. 40 went up, but not awful. And 40 has come down a lot too. So 40 didn't go up as fast, and it's coming down faster. So that's a plus on 40. Yeah, it's got a little more kick than 9mm, but I don't know what the fuck are you gonna do. I mean, it's fucking great-grandfather shot 45s at Nazis, so complaining about a little more kick. I mean, I like 9mm too, and preferably given the choice, I'd shoot 9mm. But alright, so 40 in the Honcho, which is not bad. Not bad at all. The weight, so you know what we'll do too? I'm gonna break out the scale while I have it disassembled, and we'll do some weight comparisons so we can try to understand how maybe this reload is working. Oh, excuse me, the recoil is working. Just so we can understand how the recoil is working. Well, I'm going to weigh the grip, the slide, then I'll weigh all the moving and non-moving parts. All right, the grip and frame, 27.13, it's 27.13 ounces. The slide, 10.55 ounces. The slide and the slide racker, that'll be the stand-in for the rear sight plate. 11.04 ounce grip and frame, barrel, takedown lever, lock and lug, recoil assembly. 37.21 ounces. So I think on top of whatever they're claiming with the lock and lug, that weight difference is huge with the recoil, no matter what you're shooting. That's a lot of stationary weight versus not a lot of moving weight. And I didn't even put in the bracket. But another positive about Phoenix Trinity as a company is they are pretty awesome to work with. I try not to be, but I am one of those guys where, you know, I might have called one too many times when I felt I was at the end of the waiting process for the Honcho, and they also do amazing deals. Like, if you're looking to get into the Honcho, like, they had the Father's Day sale was insane. They were giving away like 3 free barrels with the purchase of a Race Shop Honcho, that's like, these barrels are $600 a piece. They have some, every now and then they have some insane sales. Is there anything you would think of or any questions you have asked, you can shoot me a comment or message me directly. I'm on Facebook as Johnny Utah or Infidel Practical Shoot 'em. I have a Facebook that matches the YouTube. So if you have any other questions and you don't want to put in a comment, you can reach out to me. I'll answer it. I only know what I know. I can't answer shit I don't know, and I won't fake the funk if I don't know something. I think I've been as dead honest as I could be in these videos. I wasn't paying attention, but there we go. Function check. All right, so this is the Phoenix Trinity Honcho. The Honcho, chambered in 40. If you made it this far in the video, then holy shit, because this was probably a long, boring video. You must really want to know about the Honcho. But thank you for putting up with my atrocious New England accent. Keep shooting. I'll see you on the range.
Execute Order 66.